Yeah, like I was saying, the governor, this is going on with it. Shots are fired into the family's home, what I'm saying, of North Carolina GOP candidate, what I'm saying. We've seen a lot of bullshit that is going on, what I'm saying, these days when it comes to a lot of this. We see congressional candidate while his young children are fast asleep. We see the shooting, unfolds. You know what I'm saying? Same thing happened with Zeldin. You know what I'm saying? On the night of the 18th of October, at home of his parents, Pat Harrigan, a former Green Beret, and firearms manufacturer who is running for open house, seat in the midterms, you know what I'm saying? And now we see somebody's up there trying to do some bullshit. And I'm wondering if these attacks are coming from the demon Democrats, and their bullshit, you know what I mean? Which is very important to look at because, what I'm saying, we've seen a lot of shit that should not be going on. Now we see one coming in from the Hill News, you know what I'm saying? We see ex Capitol Officer Michael Bannon, or whatever his name is, Bannon, Pelosi attack shows political violence had been neutralized. You know what I'm saying? When we see what's going on here, we see former U.S. Capitol Police Officer Michael Bannon, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is coming in from The Hill by Brad Dress, 2 days. This could be later. We see political violence in the U.S. has become a normalized and will likely escalate in the future, delivering a stark warning after the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi of California, Luciferian City, was with Gavin in Hollywood from the Holly Tree with the Hollywood for the wand of the warlocks and the witches, was violently, you know what I'm saying, why they call it Hollywood, you know what I'm saying, was violently attacked in his home last week, you know what I'm saying. Bannon, who was injured while defending a U.S. Capitol during the January 6th assault, or so it wasn't no assault, it was a scheme of fucking game on the federal building, wrote in an opinion piece on CNN that there is no longer universal condemnation of violence by our leaders. Nothing the Republicans who joke about the attack on Paul Pelosi. I don't joke about no attack on no human being, but I do know that these same people, in many ways, not talking about Pelosi and her husband in no shape or form. Cancel that out your mind. I'm talking about in general the whole Democratic Party and the damage in their lives and the blood sucking and violence and murdering of many hundreds of thousands of millions of people, probably even committed genocide. You know what I'm saying? And sitting up there with that bullshit while the Republican Party is infiltrated by the same set of clonical minds of the demon Democrat who founded the Ku Klux Klan in 1865, you know what I'm saying, to offset the black people from, becoming a strong political fight and a party that would free us, give us the freedom we need and the escalation we needed to advance in the country right out of slavery, because like Martin Luther King said, they might have freed us, emancipate, or whatever they call it, but they emancipate you into being broke and poor and made sure that all the systems, games of their world that they built in our land, now I'm saying, to take over our shit, was discriminative in many ways that made black people and many black people stay in a poor position even back then. All demon Democrat work. You know what I'm saying? The work. Now we see Fauci coming in from the Fortune. You know what I'm saying? We see Fauci from Sophia Mellar, one day ago. You know what I'm saying? Good reporting. We see Fauci say U.S. is at the crossroads as COVID kills 2,600 a week. And the Omicron virus, the Omicron virus bloomed with winter coming soon. You know what I'm saying? That's according to Anthony Fauci, the killing weasel. You know what I'm saying? But we see the View host Sonny Houston criticized co-host for making anti-Semitic and uh, uh, a both side a, both sides issue. You know what I'm saying? You know, listen. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn nutcase ass talk show host idiot. I don't give a damn if she talk anti-jiggling. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to pay it any mind or even let the rhetoric do well or whatever, because like I said, a black person cannot be anti-Semitic when you took and came and took the land from the people and invaded the land and brought all your kind with all kinds of garbage and racial garbage, religion and all type of stuff. So you can be, a black person can be anti-Semitic on his own land, and that he was invaded and criminally enslaved by these beasts and still doing so up to this day. So let's get rid of this anti-Semitic garbage in order to cover different factions of religion and religious people who is involved in our government and inside our government doing a bunch of bullshit, and even put a house in Washington D.C. with the name that tells you what it is, and may be involved and deep inside our government and acting as if we're not. So we'll watch, and even in the political scene, in the political arena as well. New York voters share message for Alexandria Cortez, you know what I'm saying? But we see voters in Alexandria Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez, not case behind New York City District and Marjorie Taylor, rural Georgia district sees politics very differently. Sees politics very differently. But this election season, one issue is uniting them, and it's good. It's a good thing for the Republicans. You know what I'm saying? As we see now, we see Mayor Q Ball, Eric Greasy Head Adams, you know what I'm saying, on the Q Ball. You know what I'm saying? Even Democrat bracing for potential big loss in blue states. Well, we expected that in blue states, haven't we? So what's the big deal? I mean, everybody is worrying about loss in the big states, like as if like the demon Democrats can't lose any of their seats or their office. You know what I'm saying? They must have demon Democrats all around in every single government. No, it's not. Like we saw what going on with the ramping up of criminal crime that was ramping up over years and years and years. Now people will say, well, how did that happen? Very easily. By you having a demon Democrat in that state who's down with the Luciferian plan because they didn't like Trump. Now I'm saying, because Trump was put the correction in many ways to the ass, they decide they're going to do the Luciferian backslide move, which means that if I'm governor of this state, all I got to do is do nothing. While the black people in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, and many of the kids, like I said, growing up with people who was on drugs and had drug babies, and these babies now growing up, and many of them have mental illnesses that are not being addressed based on the reality of it. I'm just going to be straight up with it. This is why they carry on with the shit they do. This is why they join the shits that they do. This is why they sign contracts with these Luciferian beast devil satanic worshippers and do the bullshit. Same thing go for the record companies as well. They Luciferian in many ways, a lot of these suckers. Now I'm saying, and they do a lot of bullshit and convince black people into a lot of bullshit, and then they go out and do bullshit. So at the same time, we see where, you know what I'm saying, we acting as if like, you know, only demon Democrats must be in office. Like it's a big, big thing. No, it's not. We're not going to deal with that because there is no way for 40, 50, 60 years of the same political party shows that black people are not stepping up to the challenge of this. I'm down to step up with any group of people who wants to formulate and create this, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want no bullshit phone call or no talking or no damn radio station. We got to put boots on the ground. But you know what they're going to do? Nothing at all. But they're going to tell you, oh, did you vote? Who did you vote for? Well, I said, well, who did you vote for? Oh, I voted for the demon Democrats. Oh, so why you expect me to do the same? You know what I mean? I don't give a damn if they win all the goddamn seats. I don't care if they win all the seats. You know what I'm saying? That's not the point. The point is getting the country straight. The point is getting our government straight. The point is getting our military straight. The point is getting our police straight. Get our medical fields straight. You know, the nurses, the nursing homes, hospitals, and all that straight. Those are the infrastructures of any nation outside of attack by another nation to destroy our nation. You know what I'm saying? But once that is not happening, we must have our nation be corrected, not under full attack by this political, you know, saying dialogical garbage while they write these policies that put down power on top of the people's head, that they say it's a decree of law or you will be fired. It's a decree of law, you'll be relieved from your job. It's a decree of law, you're going to jail if you don't do what we tell you to do because we said this is happening and this is what you got to do. We've got to come off that bullshit. Don't tell me nothing about no demon Democrat always winning motherfucking office and you disrespecting my ancestors' Republican Party just because a bunch of jackasses that may be up in there, like 19 of them or more. You know what I'm saying? But we see because the Republican Party is still a good party, it needs to be cleaned the fuck out. Just like the demon Democrat Party needs a reform and kick a lot of them dumb fucking bums out. Same thing go for the Republican Party. We need to clean it out. Same thing go for the Independent Party and take that shit off the fucking map because it ain't doing a goddamn thing about being another stalemate cloud for you to put a bunch of demon Democrats in there and rigmarole the minds of the people, such as people like Bernie Sanders. Get out of my face. A lifelong demon Democrat clergy leader denounced AOC, you know what I'm saying? No, denounced Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Everybody AOC, AO Jacka, should have put AO Jackass, you know what I'm saying? Urges Hispanics to support her opponent. Urges, you know what I'm saying, Hispanics to support her opponent. You know what I'm saying? We are fed up. You know, this is coming from Taylor Pentley or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we see where the former New York City Council member in the state Senate has joined the list of lifelong demon Democrats turning their backs on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a demon blood-clad Democrat, and I wish he wasn't from New York. And we see they turning their back on Ocasio-Cortez and Kathy Hochul, a demon Democrat, and throwing their support behind the New York Republican. You know what I'm saying? Ocasio-Cortez, you know what I'm saying, own constituents heckled the squad progressives for radical agenda during the recent town hall event where a Q&A session turned eerie. You know what I'm saying? You're a coward. You're a progressive socialist. You have done nothing. One speaker shouted, Tulsi Gabbard or whatever has shown guts. I'm sorry to mess up the name. I think her name is Tulsi Gabbard, Bard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Has shown guts where you have shown cowardice. Not only cowardice, she has shown that she will go along with a Luciferian, blood-sucking, satanic worship garbage piece of bullshit that they just ran on this country in 2020 and even before, going back to 2016. You know what I'm saying? With Hillary Clinton and the killing Clintons. And even going through Bill Clinton administration as well. You know what I'm saying? We'll see some straight garbage and trash. Satanic worship, blood-sucking, child sacrifice, garbage shit with these people. And we need to clean it out. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying that Bard, you know what I'm saying, Tulsi or whatever her name is, you know what I mean, has shown guts where she has shown cowardice. I believe you and I believed in you and you became the very thing you sought to fight against. That's the best way I've ever heard somebody say something so right. You know what I'm saying? Reverend Ruben Diaz, you know what I'm saying, sir, echoed the this this disdain for old Nutcase Ocasio-Cortez and her policies on Thursday, Fox and Friends verse, when he told Todd Piero that she lost his support some time ago. And that's right, because she's a jackass. She don't care nothing for you but to play ball along, right along with the Luciferians, blood-sucking idiots, and these people, and make a damn mockery joke of always same thing they going around. Like I said before, many people sit up there and talk that bullshit about this and monkey and all that bullshit, but you can't prove a motherfucking thing. And how the monkeys build pyramids, I don't know. But you need to get off the bullshit. And she is on the straight bullshit. Now I'm saying she needs to be removed and run the fuck out of office. Her and Kathy Hochul, the same. But we still see here where Kathy Hochul have a 50.3%, and Lee Zeldin only have 43%. This is a shame. It shows that the people are not thinking, they're not looking, and they're not listening, and they're not learning, and they're not doing no research, they're not digging, they're not nothing. All they're doing is follow fashion monkey, like I said from the very beginning of many of my other videos and lives. Kathy Hochul needs to go. I know you're feeling sorry for her and all this and the third, but we don't have time to play bullshit politics. We need boots on the ground. We need Lee Zeldin in office. We need boots on the ground, and we need it now. And we need a governor who's going to stand up against the tyranny of the federal government and of, you know what I'm saying, these presidents and different political parties that get in and cheat their way into the president's house and send on all these rules in our head. But the governor has the right to stand up for the state and make the rules on many grounds. Cuomo betrayed New York and sold us out. So did Kathy Hochul, because she was there the whole entire time. She can't tell me no bullshit about she was scared of Cuomo, because he was right along with it. Now you want to play Mrs. Goody Two Shoes and so forth. But you and Governor so-called Andrew Cuomo, whatever his name is, sat there and let crime also increase in New York and go a spiral completely out of control. This was a part of your Luciferian plan because of what took place with Donald Trump putting that heat on the back of your motherfucking neck. Now we see Kathy Hochul saying she wants GOP to stay in New York. Remember she was saying, GOP, get out of town by nightfall before you get your run down. You know what I'm saying? Now she's saying, Kathy Hochul is saying she wants GOPs to stay in New York. Imagine that, after telling leading Republicans to get out of town, like she was a big damn sheriff. You know what I'm saying? This is a demon, blood-clad, democratic, slavish mentality, racist, Luciferian, blood-sucking, child sacrifice, pedophilia, mind frame, do as thou wilt, God! We need Lee Zeldin in office. Kathy Hochul should have went when Governor Cuomo went. This has nothing to do with her breaking no barrier as no woman, as no first governor. This, I would be proud to see the first woman as a governor, but not her. Not her. Just like I wouldn't want to see Hillary Clinton as no motherfucking president of this country. Not her. Right now we need Lee Zeldin. Not because he's a man, because he's a better governor. It's who's doing the job right and who's making New York safe and getting it back the way it's supposed to be. We also need a governor in there to check the mayor, Cue Ball Adams. You know what I'm saying? So she could sit up there looking like the old wench that she wants to look like, but to me, she needs to go. You know what I'm saying? But former NYPD inspector drops the bombshell, believes demon Democratic Mayor Eric Cue Ball Greasy Head Adams wants Republican Lee Zeldin to become governor. Oh yes, he do, because he know for well he'll be protected from any bullshit that might come down on his neck, and he could also throw the weight on the Zeldin, now I'm saying, and so forth. But at the same time, it would put a steel weight in the game. You know what I'm saying? So he could root for whatever he want. But we see now the AOC, Alexandria Ocasio, AOC, A stand for ass. You know what I'm saying? Idiot. You know what I'm saying? But talking about the AOC laminates GOP momentum ahead of the midterm, where at uh, uh, precise, precise, or whatever, precipitate, whatever the hell she talking about, of fascism in this country. You know what I'm saying? But we see Alexandria Ocasio, not Case Cortez. I wish she wasn't from a demon Democrat. I wish she wasn't from New York. Claim that America is on a whatever path against fascism, while warning, you know what I'm saying, while she's warning about the incredibly high stakes of the upcoming midterm. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, high stakes of her jackass getting out of our government and the midterms. We don't need this idiot in our city at all. And the Spanish people is very intelligent and wise, and I know that they are. You put forth the effort to get her out. Do not lend her even one vote. Because if you lend her one vote, it will be saying that you're agreeing with the demon Democrats when they begin to come down and fuck you over. She gonna be the first one to say that she's up there fighting for you when she's not. This is the reverse mind frame that I'm talking about when we talk about reverse psychology. The demon Democrats are very good at that. You see what I'm saying? When the shit come down, they're there running to say they're gonna save you and all that. But while you don't realize what's going on, they done slick your mind into believing that they love you so much, and meanwhile they're sticking you in the bum with no grease the whole entire time till you had enough in your bum, and then you say you don't want no more. You know what I'm saying? They ready to say, well, oh yeah, well, we see what the problem is over here, and when the whole time there was the cause of the whole problem to begin with. Jesse Waters, a demon Democrat, civil war is coming after they get hammered in the midterm elections. You know what I'm saying? But who gives a flying behind? You cannot rule the whole time. But we see Fox News host Jesse, I guess the